Welcome to the Harvey Lakers broadcast. How are you? I'm here with Delaney. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you, Charlie?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to watch some volleyball today. So today we have the Harvey Lakers against Fundy. I believe it's the Fundy Mariners. So pretty exciting game. Here we have Adam Barrio checking the sides of the net to make sure it's regulation. Adam, a star volleyball player, so he's very, very particular when it comes to volleyball. Delaney, do you have any thoughts before we get into the game?
I'm just really excited to watch them play. It's the middle school boys' first game of the season, and I think it's going to be a great game. I think Fundy and Harvey is always such a good matchup between the two teams for any sport I've watched. And I think it's just going to be an exciting game to watch.
Yeah, your brother being on the team, so I've personally never watched your brother play. So is he the star player, or what role does he play?
Last year he did a lot. He was power a lot, but he tends to kind of just move between positions, and especially this year where there's a lot of taller players, I don't imagine that he'll be hitting as much.
Oh, probably not. Harvey does have a lot of... Alright, Harvey does have a lot of players, but here, we'll send you guys down to the booth.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Harvey Lakers David McMullen Gymnasium. Today, the middle school boys are playing the Fundy Mariners. So, today is the first middle school boys game of the season, and led by coaches Adam Barrio and Logan Fraser-Cole. So, earlier the middle school girls played. They unfortunately lost to our big-time rivals, the Macadam Warriors. So, it's a little disappointing, but not really. It was a good game on both ends. So, today I'm pretty expecting a good game on both ends. Fundy's has always been tough on us, so let's see if their middle school team is as tough as their high school teams. So I'll send you back up to the booth to our commentating crew. All right. See you later.
Welcome back up top, ladies and gentlemen. I'll read out the Harvey Lakers rosters for you. We have Tanner Hood at number 1, Cash Daggle at number 2, Hudson Mason at number 3, Ryan McElwain at number 4, Nolan Smith at number 5, Connor Little at number 7, Hayden Mason at number 8, Jake Riley at number 10, Michael Robichaud at number 12, Griffin Hanna at number 30, and Michael McKean at number 32. So we have a lot of tall players on the roster in Harvey. How do you feel about that, Delaney?
I think that there's going to be, I think it's going to be a good blocking game. I think that we're going to have some strong hits based off of the warm-up tonight. How do you feel about it, Charlie?
I feel pretty good, Delaney. They definitely are going to be very strong in the blocking and spiking part of the game. But we also have some very small players that are quick and can jump very high, so don't doubt those players just yet. So the coaches right now, they'd probably be trying to get their players hyped, trying to get their positions down and where they're supposed to be in their rotations. And Adam Barrio, the coach, and Logan Fraser-Cole, the assistant coach of the team, they both used to play volleyball, so a lot of skill coming from the coaches and probably a lot of wisdom being spread throughout the team. So a lot of positivity and probably a lot of I guess life hacks you could teach with the team to make their success more likely.
For your Fundy roster tonight, we have number 11, Breyer, number 3, Rye, number 7, Bo Smith, number 9, Alex Smith, number 6, Jack Dutra, number 1, Camden, number 4, Colbin, 14, Landon, 8, Johnny Craig, 15, Lawrence, 5, Geoff, 4, Peyton Green, 9, Caden, 7, Jude Smith, and 13, Jaden LaPointe. And for coaches tonight, we have Erica Stewart, and the assistant coach is Megan Kingston.
Yeah, we also have to give a huge shout out to the officials and the minor officials, Aaliyah Nestrook and Maddie Fraser-Cole. So as the players take the floor, it looks like This
Yeah.
looks like it's going to be a very good game. So the Mariners, they look like they have a very, very tall lineup, some strong competition. They also look very quick on their feet, so I'm expecting a very, very tight game here. So Harvey hasn't quite taken the floor yet. Still, Adam Barrio getting his last words in. And Mariners being very impatient on the floor. So, but everyone's having a good time. Everyone's laughing. So excited to see some Harvey volleyball. So Delaney, what do you think the coaches have been telling their team before they take the floor?
I have a feeling that their coaches will be telling them, like, to be a good volleyball team, you have to be able to communicate and work as a team. Because I find especially when you're first starting, teamwork isn't the most prominent thing for specifically middle school teams where they aren't really sure how the game works.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, communication definitely has to be probably the most downfalls for teams. But Harvey taking the floor, their starting lineup being Nolan Smith, Jake Riley, Ryan McElwain, Cash Daigle, and Hudson Mason, I believe. Oh, and Michael McKean. So very, very talented lineup on the floor.
Correction, number 8 is actually Hayden Mason.
Caden Mason.
Hayden.
Oh, that's my fault. That's my fault. I apologize. But for the Mariners, we have number 5, number 15, number 7, number 8, number 1, and number 6 starting tonight. So looks like a very tall lineup. I'm assuming they're going to try and crash the net hard, try and get a lot of blocks, maybe a lot of spikes. And number 5, let me see the name. Geoff is serving, and it goes out of bounds. Harvey gets the first point of the game.
Jake Riley up first serving for the Harvey Lakers.
Yeah, have yet to see Jake serve this season, but it looks pretty consistent. Number 1 gets the bunt over. Ryan McElwain with the oh my land volley. Number 6 gets the volley. Big spike by number 8, and it stays in. Point Mariners. How'd you feel about that spike, Delaney?
That was killer, especially for middle school. You don't typically see spikes that hard. But
No, you don't. It looked like he got a lot of air time. Number 6 for the Mariners serving. Oh, right underneath the net. Point for Harvey. Very unlucky on that one. Couldn't quite get his palm underneath the ball, but Nolan Smith serving for Harvey now. Classic underhand serve. Number 7 gets the bunt. Volley from number 8 and the tip over. Ryan McElwain, Cash Daigle sends it right back over for the point. That was a good play by Cash Daigle. Number 8 wasn't quite expecting it, so gotta be quick on your feet there.
number 8, Johnny Craig, doesn't seem afraid to put his body on the line for the game, and we've just started.
No, not a lot of players do put their body on the line, but every now and then you will see that one kid that really loves the sport and will dive. Number 1 serving for the Mariners. Very tough serve. Ryan McElwain with the bunt. Nolan Smith with the dig, but couldn't quite get it up.
Good
Point
try by
Mariners.
Jake Riley trying to dig it back up.
Yeah, Jake Riley definitely putting in a lot of effort. The back row of Harvey definitely seems very strong. Number 1 sending ball over again. Right over Cash Daigle. Couldn't quite get it, but it's tough on that. Number 1 for the Mariners, he's very consistent on his serving. So right to Nolan Smith. Back over to Jake Riley. Sends it out of bounds. Unlucky. How do you think the Harvey Lakers are playing so far, Delaney?
I think that they are actually doing very good for it being their first game. So far, they seem to be. It seems to look like it's going to be a very promising team to watch.
That is true. That is true. Hasn't been a very loud gym just yet, so I'm excited to see how the communication is going to go throughout this game. Number 1 still serving for the Mariners, but he sends it out of bounds and loses his turn. Scores 6-4. Michael McKean now serving for Harvey Lakers. I have yet to see any of these players serve before, so it's very interesting to see how they play.
Michael McKean's a returning.
Oh my land! Michael McKean with the laser of a serve.
Michael McKean's a returning player from last year, and I remember watching him last year, and he was great at serving last year. Always killing.
He definitely seems like he has a lot of power and precision with that. Sends it right back over. Number 5 getting a piece, but sends it out of bounds. Michael McKean on fire tonight. It definitely seems like serving has been the driving seat for Harvey's success so far tonight, so hoping to see a lot more. Michael McKean got the ball to underneath his palm and sent it out of bounds. So, Delaney, you've seen Michael McKean play in earlier seasons, so how did he perform then?
Don't think I've seen enough of the game to quite evaluate his performance just yet, but his serves seem very good, and he seems to be going for the ball quite a lot.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the strong and taller players, so I'm excited to see a lot from him.
Yeah.
Number 8 serving for the Mariners, a high lob. Ryan McElwain getting the bunt, but bounced off his left arm too much, out of bounds. Point Mariners. Number 8.
Johnny.
Number 8, Johnny Craig has been serving. Nolan Smith with the dig, a beautiful save. Volley back to Harvey. Another volley, couldn't quite get it over the net. Very unlucky. Very close game so far, Delaney. I think it's going to be a tough one throughout the entire night.
I think this is going to be a tough game. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah,
it seems like there's been a lot of good rallies, too, tonight.
Yeah, Harvey and Fundy definitely does have quite a bit of a rivalry between basketball, so Jake Riley couldn't quite get it over the net, but I'm sure he'll get the next one. So number 7 for Fundy, Jude Smith serving now, sends it over to Ryan McElwain, gets the bunt over the net. Number 8 volleys back over. Nolan Smith tried to get the dig, but came off his bicep a little bit too high, so send it out of bounds. Point Mariners. Nolan Smith throws the ball over the net, which you normally have to roll it underneath the net, so number 7 still serving, but got it right into the net. Point for Harvey.
That serve had a lot of power, but didn't quite seem to get high enough.
Yeah, I couldn't quite get the right hand on it, so ended up short. Cash Daigle sending the ball right over to number 8. The volley to number 5, bunts it over to Ryan McElwain. Nolan Smith volleys it over, right in between. The Fundy Mariners couldn't quite understand who was going to get the ball there, considering it was right in between the entire team. So Cash Daigle sending it right over with lots of power. Even though his size, he still does hit that ball with a lot of power. It was a laser right down to number 5, and he just wasn't expecting it, I guess. Cash Daigle with the serve. Number 7 with the bunt. Number 15 with the dig, but no one else is there to help. Harvey has tied the game at 11-11. Very interesting. Delaney, how do you feel about Cash Daigle serving?
So far, it seems very good. He has a lot of power to him, and every time he serves, you would think that his arm would eventually get tired, but it just...
Yeah, you don't quite expect all that power from such a little fella, but you can't doubt us small people, Delaney. You can't doubt us, so...
Yeah.
Cash Daigle getting another serve over the net, and Fundy fumbling the ball. Cash Daigle serving the ball. Oh, too much power, couldn't quite the right hand on it. Sends it right into the net. Very unfortunate. For Fundy, number 15 serving, Lawrence. Let's see his serve. That's quite a lob. Oh, right on the line for Fundy. That's very unfortunate. Ryan McElwain called out, but it was just so close that even I would have called it out from up here. So
yeah, I was sure that one was going out. I was surprised.
Oh yeah, I thought it was out just as much as Ryan believed. Number 1 with the big spike, Michael McKean receiving it very well, and Jake Riley sending it over to the top left corner rather. Jake Riley is pretty good at putting in effort and trying to dig for that ball to send it over the net. He does love his sports. Serve over, number 1 bunts it right back. Ryan McElwain tries to spike it back over, but it rolls off his hand, and Jake tries to get it, but it goes out of bounds. Unfortunate for Harvey. So Harvey's been putting in a lot of effort, so I'm glad to see it, but the one thing I want to see more of is probably their communication has been pretty quiet. Cash Daigle calling the ball, bunting it over the net. Number 1 getting the volley, Michael McKean volleying it back over. Number 7 with the bunt, but no one else wanted to get it. I think number 6 there was trying to volley it for number 8 to maybe spike it to the other side, but not enough communication, or maybe it wasn't loud enough for him to hear it. So
Yes,
Jake-
I think communication has been a problem for both teams.
yeah,
Since-
communication definitely is something you have to work on over the years to get used to it, and probably high school. So yeah, Fundy trying their best to get the ball over the net, but even their best efforts couldn't even get it, so very unfortunate. Score 14-15, Harvey leading by 1. Jake Riley sending the ball over with a serve, number 6 balling to number 8, but couldn't quite get high enough, spikes it underneath the net. Very unfortunate that he couldn't get that, but I'm sure he'll land a few more throughout the game.
He's got a lot of height when he goes to jump.
He definitely does, yeah. And right-handed hitter, so he's on the left side. But I'm sure he'll hit a few throughout the game, and it'll be pretty interesting to see Jake Riley still serving for Harvey, right in between all of Fundy. So they had to dive to get that one, but couldn't quite get it. So how do you feel about the effort Fundy is putting in so far, Delaney?
I feel both teams actually have put in a great effort. I think that even though it's just the start, I believe that this is going to be a very fun game to watch.
Yeah, that's true. Michael McKean being a little bit too strong there, bunting the ball out of bounds on the opposing side. Number 6 for Fundy, Jack. Let's see his serve. Very strong, big lob over Michael McKean, just getting over the net and right in between Fundy. Seems the weak spot in Fundy's defense has been right in the middle because no one seems to call the ball. So I think that's where Harvey wants to aim right now to get the most of their points. Nolan Smith sending the ball over, just getting it over. But number 6 volleyed, or number 7 rather, volleyed the serve, and I don't think you're allowed to volley the serve. Delaney, what happened on that play? Do you know?
I believe that the ref called it as a double hit, although I'm not sure. I did not think that you could volley on the serve either.
Okay. Number 7 hitting the net on the spike, very unfortunate, but Harvey getting the point. Scores 15-21. Nolan Smith still serving, has been very consistent. Right, serves it over to number 7, the volley from number 8. Number 1 tries to tip it over, but not enough to get it over the net.
That was a good up by number 7, Bo Smith, but just couldn't quite.
Yeah, it was a very good idea by number 8, but couldn't quite convert the play. Nolan Smith diving in there, but missing the ball.
I think both teams have put a great effort into hustle tonight. What do you feel about that, Charlie?
I think both teams are trying very hard. They both want to bring home the W, but neither team wants to give up. So it's going to be a very, very close game. Point for the Mariners, number 1 serving. No, right, comes right off his hand wrong. It sends it almost over to our scorekeepers. Michael McKean serving now, so this should be a laser. I'd duck if it ever comes towards you. Oh, rolls right off his hand, sends it underneath the net. Try to give it too much power, but lost precision for that. Number 8 serving for the Mariners. Sends it right out of bounds. Both teams not having the best luck with their serve so far, but I'm sure they'll get it together here soon. Ryan McElwain serving the ball now for Harvey. Sends it over. Number 1 called ball. Number 5 just got it. And number 7 tried to kick it over, but send it right underneath the net. So that was the first set. Harvey took it 25-18. So we'll send you guys down to the booth.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. What a very eventful first set. The Mariners just came up a little short, but they put up a heck of a fight. Harvey doing very, very well on receiving and attacking them right back. Every time that ball goes straight over to Harvey's side, they just send it right back. And serving, too, they have a lot of strong servers like Michael McKean and even Cash Daigle. He was just pounding that ball over. One thing that's pretty wicked is number 8 for the Mariners. He just knows how to spike that ball. he's just pounding her. So good D, and good offense on both ends of the floor. Seem like they're having a lot of fun, but also maintaining that competitive aspect of the game, which is pretty amazing. So first-time coaches Logan Fraser Cole and Adam Barry are doing pretty well for new guys, and want to give a big shout out to the referee Chris Farfet and Aaliyah Nestra keeping a score sheet, Maddie Fraser Cole keeping the score for us, and I guess Finn Vautour keeping them company. So shout out to all of them, and shout out to coaches on Fundy side. So they had a pretty eventful first set, so I'll send you back up to the commentating crew. And I'm Joe Gregory, and I'm your booze boy.
Well, welcome back up to the Skybox. Harvey discussing their game plan, trying to see where they can fit in their next six players on the bench. What do you think about that, Delane?
I think it's going to be exciting to see the other half of the team play,
Yeah.
especially where we haven't seen any of them play yet.
Yeah, definitely interested to see the new skill that's about to be coming onto the floor, but
Yes, I feel like both teams, you can tell that they have a lot of chemistry, and you can tell that a majority of them have played with each other before.
yeah. You can definitely tell the years have grown on these players and that they've been with each other for many years and playing sports. So it's great to see Harvey on the other end probably bringing in new players, and excited to see the new talent, excited to see their new traits and abilities on the floor. The Fundy Mariners taking the floor with a few subs. We have number 9 coming in for number 7 and number 4 coming in for number 1. So excited to see what they can do. And for Harvey, we have a few subs. We have Griffin Hanna coming in for Nolan Smith. We have Tanner Hood coming in for Michael McKean. We have Connor Little coming in for Cash Daigle. We have Michael Robichaux coming in for Ryan McElwain. And Logan, I need to find his last name here. And we have don't see Logan's name here on the list. That's
Logan Donahue.
Logan Donahue. Thank you, Delaney. Thank you. Coming on to the new floor. So it looks like we have a whole new set of players coming on for Harvey. So very interested to see how they play. So Delaney, how do you feel about the new skill coming onto the floor?
I think it's going to be fun to watch, especially where on the Harvey side we haven't seen any of the boys play. The front row for the Harvey side looks like it's going to be some big hitters.
Yeah.
Whereas number 8 on Fundy is still on, and he was a big key to their success last.
Yeah. Fundy definitely does have a smaller team than Harvey, but number 8 can jump pretty high. Fundy making some substitutions, I think. Yeah. Number 14 coming on for number 8, and number 9 coming on for number 6, I believe. A little bit of confusion on the court. Yeah, a little bit of confusion on the court as we have 7 players on the floor. So, Funny coaches trying to get their players together. Number 6 going back to the bench. Alrighty. I'm interested to see how most of these Harvey players play volleyball, because normally I see them as basketball players, as basketball is huge here in Harvey. So I'm interested to see how they play different sports and what new abilities they can bring to the table when it comes to the team. So Delaney, how do you think the communication has been in the gym so far?
I think both teams could definitely use some improvement. I think Fundy was a little bit better at calling the ball and stuff, but for volleyball, communication is way more than just calling the ball. You
Yeah.
have to know where the ball is, who's hitting it next, and I think both teams could definitely use some work on that.
Yeah, a lot of work to do there, but hopefully we'll hear a lot louder Jim later on in the sets when the game gets more intense. Connor Little serving for Harvey first. Oh, big lob right in front of number 4. He had to dive to get it, but couldn't quite get the ball. Connor Little with a very big lob on the serve, so it's kind of difficult to see where it's going to land. Number 14 bunting it over. Connor Little bunting it straight in the air. Griffin Hanna bunting it over to Michael Robichaux to volley it back over the net. Point for Harvey. Connor Little serving definitely seems like a very consistent serve. Right in between the two of the Mariners players, a little bit of confusion there. So definitely going to take Delaney's advice here, and putting in a little bit more communication in the team would probably do a lot. So
It's always tough when it lands right in between two players. You're not really sure who takes it.
yeah,
If nobody calls it, you just assume that the other one's going to get it.
that's true. Yeah, number 9 for the Mariners bunting the ball to number 4, but it was a little bit too far, and he had to run back. Point for Harvey. Connor Little still serving. He's been very consistent and very powerful with it. Number 9 bunting the ball back over. Griffin Hanna volleying it back over. Connor Little volleying it straight in the air for Michael Robichaux to bunt it over the net, and number 14 hits it out of bounds.
I would like to point out that I think that the Harvey team had great coverage there, with Griffin Hanna being right there if Michael were to have missed the ball.
The Harvey players definitely do know where they're supposed to be in their positions, but a little bit of confusion on who wanted the ball there. So Michael Robichaux and Griffin Hanna almost dove into each other there. Wouldn't like to see an injury this game. Number 4 for the Mariners serving. Have yet to see him serve so far, I believe. So let's see how it goes. Underhand lob. Couldn't quite make it over the net, but good try on his part. Now we have Logan. I forgot his name, Delaney. You're going to have to remind me.
Logan Donahue.
Logan Donahue serving. Very powerful serve. Not a lot of lob to it, so it's a pretty good laser, sending it over to number 7. Couldn't quite handle the heat. Sending it back over to number 7. And he got a double touch on that. So Logan Donahue definitely seems like a very consistent server with a lot of power, just like Michael McKean.
Yes, there's a lot of power in his serve, and there's a lot of spin too, and that makes it really hard for the opposing team to be able to get it up and get it into play.
Yeah, the spin definitely does make it come off the arms weird when you try to bunt. But it was a little bit too strong, and he sent it over the red line and got it out of bounds. Number 9 serving for Fundy Mariners now. Underhand serve, sent it out of bounds. Unfortunate. Harvey is now up 10-2. So Harvey has been taking away with this set so far, but don't get your hopes up too yet, because I have seen a lot of comebacks in my time. So Griffin Hanna hitting the ball, couldn't quite get enough power on it though. Sent it into the net. I think Harvey's strong point would most definitely be their serving. It seems like they've put a lot of time into it. So
Yes, it looks like they have a lot of tough servers on their team,
yeah.
with a lot of deep hitting too.
Yeah, they definitely do put a lot of heat behind that ball when they hit it, so it's very difficult to try and receive that. Now we have Michael Robichaux serving for Harvey. Underhand serve, right in between Fundy again, getting another point. Definitely seems like the weakness in Fundy's defense would be right in between all the players, because they don't have enough communication, so they don't want to run into each other. Michael Robichaux sending it over. Number 4 bunting it back. Connor Little trying to do a backwards bunt, but he sends it too far over and sends it out of bounds. Number 4 serving for the Mariners. A little bit of confusion here on the court. There he goes. Sends it over. Barely inbounds, right on the red line. Now, Delaney, do you think that was skill or luck?
I'm not sure. That was a great serve, right where you want it to be.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We'll have to judge it off his second serve, but seems very consistent. Two players running into each other, but Connor Little saves it, but Griffin Hanna runs into another player trying to send it over the net.
That was more great coverage from the Harvey Lakers team, with Logan and Michael being right there in case one or the other were to have missed the ball.
Yeah, Harvey definitely does know where they're supposed to be and where in the positions they have to fill. So
Yeah. Yes, and I think that comes from their great coaches. One of them is playing right now, and the other one just recently graduated.
you get star player from Adamberry, the head coach, and then Logan Fraser Cole, ex-volleyball player. So they definitely do have a lot of wisdom and knowledge to share with the team as they play.
Yes, I believe that their head coach has played on the Reds team before, which is exciting, I bet, for the boys.
Yeah, having a player like that must be exciting, and being able to learn from him and everything he has to say. Fundy sending it over. Number 3 trying to send it over to the front line, but couldn't quite get it there. Number 7 for Fundy is serving. Hits it, but just barely doesn't get it over the net. Very unfortunate. Seems like Fundy serving hasn't been very consistent throughout the roster, so I think that and their defense would probably be their weakest. Number 4 jumping to the conclusion to the ball and sending it out of bounds. Adam Barrio making sure their players are in the right rotation so they don't get a violation. But now we have Tanner Hood serving the ball, and oh my, did he hit that ball hard? That just went right at number 7. He couldn't handle the heat. So, Delaney, what do you feel about Harvey serving? It definitely seems very consistent.
It definitely seems like one of their strong points in their game, and I think that serving is the reason that they are winning right now and the reason that they won the last set.
Yeah, their serving definitely is a big factor when it comes to winning these games. So
I also think that Fundy has great servers too. It's just they seem a bit less consistent than Harvey serves.
yeah, it definitely seems like they have the power, but don't have the consistency for them to be great servers. But number 14 being tall enough to just tap the ball over the net and get it right on the red line. So very good play by Fundy. Number 9 serving for Fundy. I believe we see him serve before, and it's a very big lob. But he couldn't quite lob it enough, so it just hit the net. Connor Little serving for Harvey again.
Connor with that nice lob serve.
Yeah, with that big lob serve just in front of Fundy defense. Those big lob serves, you can't tell where they're going to land, so they could go over you, could go right in front of you. You never really know.
Yeah.
Another lob serve right to number 9, bunts in the air for number 14, but sends it out of bounds.
Sometimes underhand serves are even harder to get than overhand serves.
That's true. Sometimes you're looking for more of the difficult serves to see when you get it stuck in the lights or can't quite see it. Number 7 trying to do a last resort bunt to get it over the net, but sends it out of bounds towards the Harvey bench. Connor Little being very consistent. Doesn't quite have to be the strongest server, but if you're a consistent server, you'll do just fine. Griffin Hanna getting the volley right over to Michael Robichaux for the big spike. Oh my. Michael Robichaux being tall enough to just hit that ball straight down to the floor is very impressive.
That was a really nice move on his part. He knew exactly where to be right then.
It really will. It takes a lot of skill to know where to be when you're spiking, so.
Yeah.
Another point for Harvey. Connor Little serving over to number 9, but number 4 a little bit in his way and sent it out of bounds.
And that concludes the second set, 25-9 for the Harvey Lakers.
Yeah.
I believe the boys just won the game, but stick around because we will still have sets going until 8 o'clock.
Very interesting game. So we'll send you down to the booth.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We just witnessed quite the serving night from Connor Little this set. Just high up serves. They would either hit it and then it would just go flying off. And that's what you like to see with serves like that. They go up and they're coming right to you and then they just hit you hard. So great serving on Connor and really good serving for both teams. just want to point out the monster stuff by Michael Robichaux, getting right up there after that beautiful set by Griffin Hanna. Michael just took his whole long arms and just slammed that ball down. So even though it's a little lesser league than senior, they still know how to pound that ball. But Adam Barrio must have taught them some things from his time on senior. So just a very good very overall quarter from both teams. Fundy playing as hard, both very communicating. Just coaches telling them what's up, probably saying, boys, like, we can't get down on ourselves, and that happens to a lot of teams. Like, they do a mistake and then they get in their head and that's it. But that's happened to the Lakers a lot tonight as well. So quite the sets going on. I believe the Lakers, I'm not sure what time, but this might be the last set I heard, but I don't know. It's been quite the night, so I think next set we're going to get an interview for you guys, so we'll send you up back to the commentating crew with Charlie Gregory and Delaney McElwain. Boom. Boom. Started stumbling.
Alright, welcome back up to the skybox as the players retake the floor. Fundy was trying to maybe make a game plan to get through Harvey's defense, but Harvey has extremely good positioning and know the spots they have to fill on the floor. So I don't think it's going to be easy for them to find a way to start scoring. What do you think, Delaney?
I think. Sorry about that.
Oh, hold on. Oh, sorry. All right, the players retake the floor. Some substitutions as Michael McKean retakes the floor, Ryan McElwain retakes the floor, Jake Riley retakes the floor, Nolan Smith takes Nolan Smith takes the floor, and Cash Daigle retakes the floor. So a lot of substitutions being made in Harvey. So very good to see. Makes a lot of players a lot of minutes and gives them the opportunity to improve their game. Number 15 on the Mariners gets first serve, but sends it out of bounds. Very unfortunate. Jake Riley getting the first serve in the third set for Harvey. Big lob over to number 7, who bunts it back over the net, right in between Harvey.
The girls had a problem with that last game, too. They had a wide open spot in the middle, and the academy team kept finding exactly in the middle of all those girls.
Yeah, there's not a lot of communication down in middle school and below, so it's what you would expect to see, but a lot of improvements to be made, a lot of skill to be made for. So excited to see how they play in high school.
Yes.
Nolan Smith serving the ball over, just barely getting over the net, but out of bounds. So very unlucky, but it was just the right power, just not the accuracy for it. Number 13 serving for Fundy. He just got subbed on, so interesting to see. He's talking a little bit to the crowd, and his bench is cheering him on, so he's probably feeling the pressure. Sent it straight up over to Ryan McElwain, who puts it in the air.
That surprised Michael, I think.
Yeah, it came right at Michael's face, and he just wasn't ready for it. Number 13 still serving. He has that big long lobs, which are very hard to receive. Puts in the air, but right at the referee, where referee caught it and he sent it over to the Harvey net. So Michael McKean now serving. We all know how much of a threat he can be.
Another
with the laser over to number
Michael.
7, who just hits him and sends the ball out of bounds. Oh my, the power behind that serve is just impressive at just middle school.
Yes, very, very strong serves.
Not quite the most consistent serve, but if he can get 1 or 2, I'd say it's pretty worth it to let him serve. Fundy scoring the point after Michael McKean had a missed serve underneath the net. Number 11 serving, I think he just got subbed on. But when we talk about big lobs, we don't really mean that big of lobs. So serves on his own side. Point for Harvey. Ryan McElwain now serving. Sends it over. Pretty good line drive over to the other side of the net.
Nice serve right in that open spot, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the open spot, either right in the middle or over in the back left corner is right where you want to place the ball on Fundy's defense. Ryan McWayne with another line drive out to the other side, hits Fundy's player but bounces it right off out of bounds. Ryan McWayne definitely has a very consistent yet powerful serve, so it's very impressive. As I say that, he serves it right underneath the net. I think I may have jinxed him a little bit, but I'll have to put that one on me. Number 7 now serving for Fundy. Sends the ball over to Ryan McWayne, who bunts the ball right back over to number 7. Jake Riley volleys it over. Jake Riley volleys it over again. Number 6 volleys it to number 15, who spikes it but can't quite get it on the inside court. Point for Harvey.
That was a good rally.
That was a very good rally.
It would have been nice to see the teams get 3 hits in there each time, but it was still a good rally to watch.
Yeah. We did see quite a lot of teams use all 3 hits in the middle school girls game, but it's things you have to learn is very difficult. Number 3 just putting it underneath the net, and Jake Riley sending it out of bounds. Very good serve by Fundy.
Good reflexes on Jake, but just couldn't quite get to where he wanted it to be.
Jake was there, but he couldn't quite get his bunting form down to get it over the net. Number 3 serving the ball out of bounds on Harvey's side, so Harvey's point.
Next, Hayden Mason serving.
Sends the ball over very close to the net for number 7 to just slide over. Nolan Smith trying to get the spike back on the other side, but couldn't quite get up there.
Number 7 on the Mariners, Bo Smith, did a great job at being where he needed to be.
That he did, yep. Position filling is probably one of the most important factors in volleyball. If you're in the right position at the right time, then there's not really much the other team can do for you.
Yes, and I feel like both teams have been very good at that tonight.
Yeah, number 15 having a misser, rolling off his hand wrong, and not even almost getting it over the net. Harvey's point, but Jake Riley sending it over, and number 11 tries to bunt it up, but sends it out of bounds. Jake Riley with another serve. Getting it close to the net, number 11 bunting it over. Number 7 bunting it back. Michael McKean getting it over the net to hit number 11 and score the point. Very good reflexes by Michael McKean there.
He did a good job at getting that. It looked like it was flying right at his face.
Yeah, this time he was ready for it from last time when he got hit in the face with it, so
yeah.
He learns very quickly.
Yes.
Jake Riley serving it over, but gets it out of bounds. Fundy's point. Number 6 for the Mariners is now serving. One of the smaller players, but I'm sure he has a lot of power behind his serve. A little bit of subs coming on the floor. Number 8 subbing on for number... a little bit of miscommunication. The ref trying to help Fundy make substitutions. Number 8 coming on for number 15. Number 8 coming on for number 15 to fill in the center spot. Number 6 serving for Fundy. Number 8 serving for Fundy. A little bit of miscommunication, I guess. Number 6 subbing on for number 1.
Looks like number 1 will be serving for Fundy.
Yeah.
Seems to be a bit of confusion there, but
a little bit of difficulties trying to get some subs onto the floor, but number 1 does get the serve over right on the back line. Number 1 has been a very consistent player throughout this game. He's been very, very good, very impressive. Hits the ball, can't quite make it over the net, but he placed the ball right where it needed to be. So Harvey gets the point. Nolan Smith serving. Hits the ball up, just barely getting it over the net. Fundy bunts it over. Nolan Smith volleys it over. Nolan Smith volleys it back up to his team. Ryan McElwain bunts it back over the net. Number 7 bunting it back over to Ryan McElwain. Ryan McElwain's right at the front of the net, just getting the ball all the time right now. So Ryan McElwain putting in a lot of effort there. Definitely being where he needed to be at the right time. Very impressive at middle school. So Nolan Smith serving. He's been very consistent. Doesn't have the hardest serve to receive, but it definitely is very consistent. That is mainly what you like to see.
That was a very low serve. It looked like that would have been hard to get on the defensive end.
He gets it right just over the net, so to where the defense thinks, is it going over? Is it not? But he places it right on top of the net, and number 13 didn't think it was going over, so it just bounces on the floor.
More great serving from Nolan Smith.
Yeah, Nolan Smith sent it right at number 11, and number 11 didn't know. Or you can't volley in middle school, so he had no choice but to bunt it, so he sent it out of bounds. Number 7 bunts it over. Michael McKean volleys it to the back line. A little bit of miscommunication with number 8 and number 3. See who's going to get the ball. Nolan Smith's serving has been very impressive. Definitely has made a big lead in Harvey so far. Number 3 sending it over to the net, but number 7 trying to get it back over on the other side, but just hitting the out-of-bounds bar on the net. Nolan Smith hitting the bar, and finally, after a lot of points on the serving end from Nolan, he couldn't quite get it over the net. Number 13 now serving for Fundy. Overhand serve over to Jake Riley, who sends it back over to number 3, and number 3 bumps it into the back line of Harvey. Point for Fundy. It's a very quick game. You're not seeing much like teamwork in this game so far. It's kind of just get it over to the other side. So
yes, that's one thing I think that both teams should be trying to work on, is their teamwork and how they set up the play instead of just trying to get it over as quick as possible.
Yeah, teamwork definitely is a very important part in volleyball, especially getting all 3 hits. It definitely can make a difference. It gives you a lot more spiking opportunities and etc. Number 11 serving it over, high lob, just getting it over the net. Point for Fundy.
Cash Daigle looked like he was getting ready to hit it, but it looked like he remembered he couldn't volley last second.
Yeah, he was going to hit it, but he got lost in the lights and he couldn't quite see, so very hard to try and receive a ball when you can't quite see it. But number 11 getting another point off serving. Adam Barrio making some changes in the rotation to try and receive the ball. Cash Daigle volleying it over to the other side. Number 7 sending it back, but it was right over the net, so Ryan McElwain couldn't quite tell if it was on his side.
Number 11, another short and lobby but consistent serve.
Yeah, he definitely does have a very consistent serve, and it's kind of hard to receive it when it gets lost in the lights when you're looking up. So he kind of using the lights to his advantage, which is very smart. Ryan McElwain receiving it, though, sending it to the other side. Oh, Ryan McElwain going for the spike, but it stayed in the air way too long than he expected. Couldn't quite get his hand on it. Very good attempt by Ryan McElwain, though. Adam Barrio spreading some wisdom through Cash Daigle to maybe set it a little bit lower to the net next time for Ryan. But
good try from the boys right there. Just couldn't seem to get it over the net where they wanted it to be.
Yeah, very good attempt. They definitely don't give up as easily. Number 11 didn't quite get it over the net on his serve, so it's Harvey's point. Ryan McElwain serving for Harvey now. Overhand serve. Just out of bounds. Very unfortunate. Ryan McElwain, you can definitely tell he's put a lot of time into his serve just from the form that he uses and where he places the ball. He just won it right on that red line, but couldn't quite get it there. Michael McKean receiving the ball, bunting it over. Number 1 serving it over. Cash Daigle keeping it up, but he couldn't quite kick it high enough for his teammates. So point for Fundy.
Number 8, Johnny Craig, looks like he was trying to get a hit right there, but I don't think there was enough communication there that he wanted that.
Yeah, not quite enough, but number 7 serving the ball over. Jake Riley, knowing Nolan was right behind him, so he let him have it, but Nolan couldn't quite see it till the last second, so it went out of bounds. Jake Riley receiving the serve, but hit it too high into the rafters. Point for Fundy.
Good up by Jake Riley, just couldn't seem to quite get it where he wanted it to be.
Yeah, good reaction time, and good on him for being there. Harvey calling a timeout, and as we take this time, we'll send you down to the booth.
Am I on? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That's been such a good set so far. The Mariners scraping back from a 9-point deficit and just playing good heads up. I believe it was number 11 with those wicked serves to bring them back. So they're not making it easy on us Harvey Laker fans over here, but Lakers playing good heads up. Ryan McElwain, excellent receiving, just getting planted, passing the ball back to the defending side, and just giving them a heck on the floor. So it's a lot of fun watching them do that. So, and then just great defense in general. I'll send you back up to the commentating crew.
So as the third set resumes, Harvey receives the ball, sends it back over to the Mariners. A little bit of miscommunication, and 13 hits it out of bounds. Very unfortunate. Harvey just 1 point behind. Cash Daggle having his serve. Let's see what happens. Big line drive over to the back line, but just over. Very unfortunate. What do you think about that play, Delane?
I think Cash has a very powerful serve. I think it's unfortunate that he sent it just not even a foot too far, but I think that they'll get it back right here.
Yeah, it was definitely only like five maybe inches from the red line. Couldn't quite get it. Mariners winning the final point on that, so the score is 2-1 for sets. So we'll take this time and send you guys down to the booth.
Bye.
You're on, Joe. You're on.
Oh. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Great set for both teams, but the Mariners coming back and winning that set. Great defense on their end and great offense. A little bit of miscommunication on the Lakers' end, you could see, and that's to be expected of their first game of the season. But coaches have done a pretty good getting a couple of waves and highs from a couple of Lakers players over there. But like I was saying, a couple of the coaches, like you could tell on both ends, are teaching their players, like, hey, like, this is what you got to do. We got to pull our stuff together. And they've been playing pretty well. Like, so it's always awesome to see teams be competitive out there and perform amazingly. Number 8, though, on the Mariners, wicked swings on them, and it's pretty much their whole team can serve. Like, you got to be careful on them. So, great serving by Lakers. They're getting down low. Key players like Ryan McElwain getting down low, throwing that ball back over there and just making it harder for the defense on their end. But what I'm probably thinking that coaches right now telling their team, like, hey, like, we got to step it up. Like, this is going to be a long, tough game. They're both good teams, pretty equal, so it's pretty interesting to watch. So, yeah. Quick shout-out to minor officials, Aaliyah Nestruck and Maddie Frazier-Cole. And we want to thank the ref, Chris, I believe it's Chris Forder, for his second game in a row for us, and he's been doing pretty well for us. And a quick thank you and quick shout out to our whole team, the the stream team now. That's her name. So quick shout out to Austin Jameson, Ashton Little, Tiana Arnold, Logan Wall, Charlie Gregory, and Delaney McElwain, and Nolan Bonger, who unfortunately couldn't be here, but he's still a key factor to this team. And big shout outs to David White and Michael Fletcher to put this all together and be able to come out and sacrifice their time to help us do this. So thanks to them, and of course to all the teachers and stuff letting us miss classes to come do meetings and stuff on this and make the streams as good as we hear they are. So alrighty, well, I'll send you back up to Charlie Gregory and Delaney McElwain for a couple of their opinions on the game. So see you later.
Welcome back. It looks like the other teams are getting set for their final set. Harvey's leading 2-1.
Yeah, definitely going to be an intense next set here, so I'm sure the coaches are trying to get their players in the game and trying to tell them how serious it's about to be, and it's definitely going to get loud in the gym later on in the set.
Yes, I hope that there's more communication in this set. What are you looking for in this one, Charlie?
Definitely more communication. That would definitely improve both sides on both teams. That would help a lot. Probably court filling. If every player is in the right place at the right time, there'd probably be amazing rallies going back and forth. So I'm excited to see an exciting next set. Where are you excited to see, Delaney?
I'm really excited to see how intense it will be, especially with the sets being 2-1. I think it's been a close game all game, and I think that this set will really decide who's going to, I don't know, not really come home with the win, but who's going to come home on the higher side.
Yeah. So let's see if Fundy can bring it to a set 5 here, but I'm pretty sure Harvey's going to try their best to shut them down. The starting lineup for Harvey is Griffin Hanna, Tanner Hood, Connor Little, Logan Delaney, I keep forgetting, Donahue, Michael Robichaux, and Hudson Mason, I believe. Connor Little starting out, serving the ball first. Ref blows the whistle, and big lob. Number 5 and number 9 had a little bit miscommunication and send it out of bounds. The coach is trying to give a little bit more. Probably tell them to call the ball the next time and won't be two people in each other's way. Oh, ball landed just outside of the out of bounds line. That's very unlucky for Connor Little. It was a very great serve. Fundy now has the ball, number 6 serving. He's getting ready, getting his footing just correct. High lob over to the back line. And between everyone, Harvey had a little bit more miscommunication. Seems to be the big factor in this game is communicating, so.
Yes, I agree. Communication and coverage seem to be the two biggest issues on both sides.
Yeah, good thing it's only the first game for Harvey Middle School, so there's still a lot of time to make some changes and some improvements. Harvey hitting it over to the other side. Number 5 can't quite get it over the net. Logan Donahue serving for Harvey now. Line drive over to the other side. Number 4 hitting it straight up, but there's too much power and it hits the ceiling. Point for Harvey. It's a very nice serve by Logan. How do you feel about that, Delane?
I think Logan's serves are very good. I feel like they would be hard to get, especially with how far and the spin that he puts on it.
Yeah, when he has the right accuracy on that ball, it's definitely going to be a hard serve to receive and send it back over.
Yes, between him and Michael McKean, I would hate to be on the opposing team.
Yeah, it'd definitely be difficult trying to receive those serves. Number 9 serving for Fundy, sends it over. Hannah Griffin has a really nice play, just tipping over the net, and the Fundy didn't react fast enough, so nice point for Griffin.
Good place by Griffin Hanna, and good dive, and way to be there for the Fundy team. It's just too bad that they couldn't get it back over.
Yeah, he knew exactly where he wanted to place that ball, and he executed perfectly. Hudson Mason not quite getting the serve over the net. So Fundy's going to retake the ball here. Number 5's going to serve. So as the ref blows the whistle, he's getting his routine down. Overhand serve, just getting over the net. Michael Robichaud bunting it over, and 3 of the Fundy players couldn't quite see who was going to get the ball.
Michael knew exactly where he wanted to put the ball, and he put it right in between the players.
Yeah, putting it right in between all the players seems to be the weakness on Fundy so far, so definitely where you want to aim. So Delaney, you're an experienced volleyball player, so if you were in Fundy's situation where not everyone was getting their communication down, what would you probably tell the team to maybe try and make a comeback?
From experience, as we both keep mentioning, communication is such a big thing. And I think really when you're down and the rest of your team is down, I think you just have to continuously let them know, like, we can come back, but we have to work as a team. And I think if they do work as a team, then they can maybe bring back this set.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. Teamwork definitely needs to be implemented on both sides of the floor to have a good volleyball game. But Michael Robichaud serving it over. Number 14, bunting it right back. Griffin Hanna is sending over to Tanner Hood to set it for Connor Little, but couldn't quite get it. I'm sure if Tanner Hood got the ball in the air, Connor Little probably would have spiked that ball to the floor, so would have been exciting. Number 4 serving for Fundy, sends it right back to the back line.
Another great serve.
Another great serve, yep.
Both teams serving seems very consistent tonight.
Yeah, they definitely do aim for that back line, so if the defense isn't sure to call it out or hit it back over anyway. Number 4, line drive over to Connor Little. Didn't quite have an answer for it. It's very difficult when you can't volley the ball in Harvey, or not in Harvey, in middle school, so if you have a line drive serve, then it's not going to be easy to have an answer for it. Logan Donahue bunting the ball on the back line, though, but sending it out of bounds, and Connor Little tried his best to get it back over, but couldn't quite convert the play.
That was great hustle on Harvey's side.
Yeah, it really was. Number 4 seems to have a very consistent overhand serve. Places it right in between the Harvey defense, and everyone has a little bit of miscommunication. Adam Berrio stepping up to change the positions, maybe not have the same problem. Number 4, just barely hitting the ball, but couldn't get over the net, so point for Harvey.
The Fundy team seems to slowly be closing the lead as it's now 11-9.
Yeah, Harvey did take the lead by 2, so but Griffin Hanna sent the ball over. Number 9 hit it, but his teammates couldn't quite get there fast enough. Hannah Griffin with a very strong overhand serve, sends it over to the sideline. Fundy keeps it alive, but number 4 sends it up into the rafters once again for another point for Harvey. Seems to be that number 4 has a very, very big rivalry with the ceiling in volleyball, so I'm sure if he can seem to... The ref didn't quite blow his whistle, so a little violation on Griffin Hanna. Substitutions are being made. Number 8 and number 6. Number 8 trying to... Number 8 and number 7 making substitutions here. And number 9 is coming on the floor for another number 9. Kind of odd, not quite what you really see in sports. Griffin Hanna having a very consistent serve, very nice to see. As I keep jinxing these players, I'm telling you, man, I can't be bothered. Every time I try to compliment someone's serve, they just hit it underneath the net.
Yeah, you should really be saying that after their serve, not right
Probably.
before.
Yeah. Well, number 14 tried to serve the ball over, but hit it out of bounds, so Harvey got the ball back, and Tanner Hood has the serve. Strong overhand serve, but just barely didn't get over the net. It was a nice looking serve, but not quite enough power on the back of that ball. Number 8, who just made an appearance on the floor, serving. Let's see if he's rusty. He makes a beautiful overhand serve to Griffin Hanna, makes a great receive, but Logan Donahue lost the ball in the light, so Didn't quite make the ball underneath the net.
That's a situation where coverage would have been a great help. If Logan were to have missed the ball, Connor would have been right there. But
Yeah,
I think they will definitely work on that. And I think as the season goes by, they'll get much better at that.
Yeah, very true. Definitely excited to see how this team develops later on in the season.
Me too. I have a feeling that they'll be fun to watch all throughout school.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of characters and a lot of skill on this team, so definitely a fun team to watch and very nice to see.
Yeah.
Number 9, who just made an appearance on the floor for Fundy, is now serving. Underhand serve, but just got underneath the ball and sent it straight up. Not quite what you normally see in volleyball. Logan Donahue now serving for Harvey. Gets the ball right underneath the net. Number 8 makes a beautiful receive. Mason Hudson makes a nice bounce back, but number 4 is too strong once again and hits the ball out of bounds.
Logan Donahue seems to have very consistent, tough serves to get, as I mentioned earlier, and I feel like the opposing team has a big struggle trying to get it up.
Yeah, the opposing team definitely isn't happy seeing him at the service line, so. But Logan Donahue being the football player he is, he definitely does have a lot of heat behind that ball. Number 6 now serving for Fundy. Underhand over to Connor Little, who sends the ball out of bounds, but Griffin Hanna couldn't quite get it back in place. Out of bounds by Harvey. Fundy gets the ball. Number 6 serving for Fundy once again. Underhand serve. Logan Donahue makes a beautiful bunt for Hudson Mason, but number 4, I believe was number 4, spikes it over on Harvey's side and gets the point. Very nice play by Fundy.
He hit it right in that back spot. Nobody was there. And I feel like that was a great play on Fundy's side.
Yeah. Adam Barrio once again changing the position of his players to maybe not have that big gap in the defense.
Number 4 subbing in for number 14.
Right. Glad to see a lot of substitutions and everyone's being played, so no one's being left out. Number 6 once again serving. Over to Griffin Hanna, who sends over to Michael Robichaud, who puts over by number 4, and number 4 sends it out of bounds. It's good placement by Michael Robichaud. Hudson Mason tries to serve the ball, but sends it out of bounds. Very unlucky.
It's another close set after the last one.
Yeah. Fundy retaking the ball, number 5 serving, overhand serve over to Connor Little, but couldn't quite get low enough to bunt the ball up. Number 5 has a very consistent but not strong serve, so it's placed very nicely, but it's not very fast. Placed over by Connor Little again, right on the red line, so couldn't quite get low enough once again, so that shows the consistency. Let's see if Harvey can stop number 5 serve. Sends it back over to Logan Donahue, steps up and gets the ball. Number 4 punts it back. Logan Donahue hits it and sends it out of bounds. I think that ball was going out, Delane. I'm not going to lie.
I think it was too. But I think it's a smart idea of Logan to play it just in case it had have gone in, because it looked like it would have been very close.
Yeah, in that position right there, that's when you need your teammates to tell you if it's going out or not. Griffin Hanna trying to tip the ball over the net, but couldn't quite get it over with the contest of number 4. Number 5 serving once again. Connor Little finally getting up this time. Griffin Hanna hustling, getting the ball over. Tanner Hood hitting the ball, but he runs into the net, so point for Fundy. Number 5 serving has been very impressive so far. I mean, it's been consistent all the way through the game.
Yes, he's been a very strong server throughout this whole game, and I feel like he's had a lot of aces throughout the game.
Yeah, that he has. Sometimes it's not all about the speed behind the ball, but the placement half the time. So.
Yes.
So definitely can tell he's put a lot of hours perfecting his serve. Adam Barrio once again making more position changes, and number 1 checking in for number 6. Number 5 still serving. Overhand hits the ball over to Connor Little, who gets the ball up and sends it towards the bench. Unfortunate. If Connor Little can send that ball straight up in the air, I'm sure Harvey will have a better time getting the ball over, because it seems Connor Little is his favorite person to serve at right now. Serves the ball over to Michael Robichaud, who hits it in the air. Logan Donahue hits it back.
Good back set by
gets the
Griffin
ball.
Hanna.
It's a very impressive back serve by Griffin Hanna. Very nice. Over to number 4, and he wasn't quite expecting it, so he got the point.
24-19, and Michael Robichaud is serving. Let's see if Harvey can get it back.
Yeah, number 8 with that back serve. Griffin Hanna stepping up to the occasion, just getting it over, and Connor Little sends it out of bounds, sending this game into a 2-2 tie with the 5 set. Adam Barrio not the happiest coach right now, but we'll send you down to the booth for Joe's analysis.
How do you know if it's... Hey, what am I going to say? This is the end?
Oh, welcome back, everyone. I am joined by Tiana Arnold. How's it going, Tiana?
It's going good. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. So, what did you think of the game?
It was pretty good, but I think that boys need to work on kind of getting there with their feet and like covering each other
Yeah.
and following each other to get there with the ball. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They played well. Like you said, they need to get there with their feet, move around, communicate, and still sometimes like you need to work on the fundamentals, like get your space out there and get a good pass to your setter or just over. So we won't keep you guys too long. That is the end of the game. It was tied 2-2, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Alrighty, well, that concludes the game for Harvey Lakers and the Fundy Mariners. Very, very interesting game. Was close all the way through. What do you think the strong points were in both teams, Delaney?
I definitely think for both teams, serving was a key factor, and I feel like that's the reason that each team won their sets. I feel like each team could also work on their communication and their just teamwork in general. But overall, I feel like that was a great game, especially for a first game of the year.
Yeah, well said. Well, very interesting game. I'm going to do a quick shout out to the officials, the minor officials, and the coaches for making this game possible, and the coaches for coaching the teams and letting the kids play the games that they love. So that concludes tonight's broadcast. So thank you for coming out, and we'll tune in to the next one.